Right. Now, I love the fact that you mentioned youth participation, but let's move over now to the dividends of democracy, the role of subnationals. A majority of persons think that the subnationals are not working hand in glove with the federal government to ensure that the dividends of democracy trickles down to the people, though they are close to the people and not the closest, but they have a major role to play to ensuring that the people feel the impact of this democracy that was fought for. How do you respond to this?
Thank you very much. I can say that, you see, democratic dispensation is a very interesting process, like you said, and of course, you have to find a way of having synergy between the federal government, the state governments, as well as the local government, because these three tiers of governments are very important, but not to forget also the National Assembly. The National Assembly also have a very fundamental role to play. I was in the Senate before being the governor, and I know what I'm talking about. You see, when I was in the National Assembly, I realized that it was important for us to strengthen some very important institutions. There are institutions that must be strengthened, even if you want the federal government, the state government, even the local government to function properly and ensure that people benefit from the dividend of democracy. Some of our institutions were weak. Some are obsolete. Some need to be strengthened. That is the most important thing. So, and the oversight responsibility of the National Assembly must be certainly improved, because as far as I'm concerned, the National Assembly have fundamental role to play in advancing democracy, ensuring good governance, and ensuring that the executive arm of the government are well properly checked, oversight, and as well as looking at most of the areas that affect the downtrodden and the underprivileged, ensuring that they also benefit from the benefit of democracy. That's number one. Number two, governors who are subnationals are very critical also. Today, I'm happy we have a president who is working closely with subnational. I can tell you here without any fear of contradiction, maybe because President Bola Ahmed Tinubu was also a governor, and he was a governor in the opposition political party, and he also was someone who knew the process when he was a governor. He knows the challenges he faced with the ruling government at that time under a different political party. So today, I can say here that we are working closely with the federal government at a certain level, irrespective of party affiliation, simply because President Bola Ahmed Tinubu have brought everyone together, irrespective of party affiliation. He has done something that is very remarkable, relegating politics and advancing governance. If you look at what is happening in our own country, particularly some of the developmental efforts of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is in the area of infrastructure, is it the area of healthcare, or social intervention, or even education. He has taken development to every part of Nigeria, irrespective of political affiliation. Whether you are an APC governor, a Labour Party governor, or a PDP governor, or APGA governor, he has certainly brought everyone together, work with all the governors. So I can say we are having some level of synergy as we are speaking. The only thing I can say here is that, look, we need to also work closely together, particularly in some basic areas, because federal government cannot function properly without working with the state governors. There are areas where today we're having synergy in the area of healthcare. What we have achieved in the last 2 years, particularly in primary healthcare, because of the level of synergy between the federal government and the state governments, is unprecedented. In their infrastructure, particularly road infrastructure, every state in Nigeria are being looked into by the president. Even states that never voted, that didn't even vote for APC, he has taken that, he has put that aside. He has considered Nigeria as his own constituency, irrespective of party affiliation, and he's taking development to every part of Nigeria. And that is the reason why all the 36 governors today can bear me witness that we are having president for the first time that is carrying every governor along in his decisions, in his intervention, in his programs, and in his own policies. That I can say here, because I'm one of the governors and I have been involved in most of these discussions and meetings. Having said this, I can also tell you that, of course, state governors are benefiting now from the federal government simply because some of the policies of the federal government that have just been, was implemented by Mr. President when he came in. The removal of fuel subsidy has tremendously increased the level of intervention and support, and even the FAC allocation going to the state and local government. That is number one. Number two, also, when you look at the effort by the federal government to encourage investors back to our own country, particularly the removal or the elimination of multiple exchange rate, the floating of our currency, has also really helped in driving investment to Nigeria. Because as an investor, you can't come to a country and invest if you cannot repatriate your investment. You cannot come to a country and invest if you don't know what you will wake up tomorrow and you'll be told by someone about the exchange rate in our own country. So, but today we have stability, yet I know we are facing a lot of challenges, but it's a process. I have no doubt in my mind, giving investors confidence, knowing that they can come to our country, invest and repatriate their investment, believing that they don't have any problem when it comes to the issue of multiple exchange rate, is also giving investors stability. And when you look at the productivity angle, I can tell you the level of investment by the federal government, only last 2 months, I've seen the number of efforts, some of the intervention by the federal government in supporting skill-based education in Nigeria. Because we're talking about education, we're talking about productivity. Skill-based education is key because it creates employment. We have a lot of deficit in the area of skill in Nigeria. And when you look at the level of investment also in the area of agriculture, it's also going to certainly improve the level of productivity in Nigeria. When you see the level of reforms, even in the ICT, where I can see a lot of effort by the federal government to expand the broadband, ensuring that we invest in the digital economy, that also will certainly improve the level of productivity in our country. Certainly, I have no doubt in my mind, it's a matter of time. Things will stabilize because it's a process. But I can tell you today, I'm very optimistic that things certainly will work very well. It's just a matter of time. But I can see a lot of people who are complaining about the situation. Yes, we have the right to complain. We have the right to agitate. We have the right to express our position when things are not going the way we want them to go. But we should not forget where we're coming from. We should work on the basis of data, basis of statistics, and the records. In 2023, when we came in, let me give an example of the level of insecurity, in particular in my state, in Kaduna. I could recall, I was telling Mr. President at a function in Lagos last week, that on 12 December 2022, he was in Kaduna with us during the campaign. And we drove with him from Kaduna to Benengwari. I could recall vividly, at that time, the GOCO mechanized division in Kaduna was General Labaja. He gave us over 30 armored vehicles to escort us from Kaduna to Benengwari. It's a journey of 123 kilometers, but it took us almost 3 hours because we are moving with more than 30 armored vehicles because of the level of insecurity, the level of insurgency and banditry in that area. But today, you can go to Benengwari. I was happy when Babajide Otisiji left Lagos. He came to Kaduna. He went to Benengwari. Today, you can travel from Kaduna to Benengwari with their eyes closed, without a single police escort. 43,000 people were displaced as of 2022, 2021. In Benengwari alone, it says local government. More than 160 households were completely displaced. Today, they have all returned back to their own houses, to their own communities. We have opened the markets that were closed for 7 years. We have opened our cattle market. Today, every day from Benengwari, we always have not less than 25 trucks of cattle, cows, being transported from Benungwari to Lagos. The level of economic activities have really returned. Economic prosperity has also returned. So for me, it is the way to go. It is a process, and I have no doubt in my mind. We also have some good stories to tell. When you are coming from Kaduna to Abuja, in the last 3 years, ask anybody, nobody dares follow Kaduna to Abuja road because there were kidnappings virtually on a daily basis. Today, you can move from Abuja to Kaduna with the eyes closed, without even by 12 midnight. I cannot remember the last time anyone was kidnapped along that axis. So I can say that we're making progress. So for me, it's the way to go. And I can tell you the same stories of about 6 local governments in Kaduna State. So that for me, I believe, if someone tells me we should not celebrate our successes, I will not agree with anyone, because these are facts. These are the experience we have.